King Harris going at 50 Cent over the algorithm record has set the internet on fire. Weeks of back and forth between the Harris family and 50 Cent turned what started as a versus disagreement into one of the most talked about moments in hip-hop culture. Here's the breakdown. On March 7th, 2026, 50 Cent dropped a new collaboration with Max B called No More Tricks, No More Tries, and captioned his Instagram post, "I am the algorithm." That caption alone triggered a chain reaction because tensions between 50 Cent and the Harris family had been simmering for weeks. While no names were mentioned directly in the verse, the tone suggested the G-Unit leader was still comfortable calling out critics through his music. King Harris, the 21-year-old son of T.I. and Tiny Harris, had already been one of the Harris family's most vocal defenders during this beef. Hours after 50 Cent's post, King Harris released a diss track titled Drop Top, signaling that the conflict between the camps was still alive. But the viral footage goes beyond music. It shows King addressing 50 Cent directly in response to the "I am the algorithm" post. This wasn't a sudden outburst, it was weeks of escalation finally boiling over. King had already repeatedly called out 50 Cent on camera and Instagram, and this moment captured the intensity of that ongoing feud, showing why the clip spread so quickly across social media. This was the next chapter in a beef that had already spilled over diss tracks, deleted posts, family members, and even threats of a documentary. The simmering rivalry between New York rap icon 50 Cent and Atlanta's self-proclaimed King of the South, T.I., erupted into one of rap's biggest conflicts of 2026. What began as a failed versus battle proposal escalated into a full-scale war of music, social media, and family involvement. When 50 Cent posted "I am the algorithm" along with his new music, King Harris, T.I. and Tiny Harris's 21-year-old son, saw it as another provocation. The footage of him confronting 50 Cent spread across social media within hours, sparking comment sections, reposts, and debates over whether King Harris was justified or overstepping. The clip resonated because audiences had watched the feud unfold. King Harris had made threats, 50 Cent had mocked the Harris family, and now the algorithm record acted as the tipping point. The roots of the feud trace back to a failed versus battle that never happened. T.I. revealed on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gilly Kid and Wallow that he and 50 Cent had planned a catalog showdown, excited to celebrate each other's music. But without explanation, Fifth backed out. T.I. expected a coordinated public buildup, his call out by 50 Cent's response, but instead, Fifth went to social media, acting confused and leaving T.I. publicly embarrassed. T.I. wasn't silent about his frustration. "We talked about this. We said what we were going to do." He acted like he had no idea. "Just say you don't want to do it. All this other extra lame-ass goofy stuff," T.I. said, confirming the verses would never happen. "I have no interest in standing on stage with him. I don't respect him." That statement turned a missed collaboration into a personal conflict. 50 Cent didn't respond with music at first. He went straight for trolling, flooding social media with jokes, memes, and pointed posts aimed at T.I. and his family, especially targeting Tiny Harris and King Harris. Listen to this. He posted unflattering pics of Tiny and memes involving King, escalating the feud and laying the groundwork for King Harris to step in directly. This detail, 50 Cent attacking the family, not just T.I., was crucial in why King felt he had to confront him publicly. 50 Cent wasn't just going after a rapper, he was going after a family. Targeting someone's mother and younger family members on a public platform with millions of eyes is almost guaranteed to provoke a reaction. T.I. responded first with music, dropping War, The Right One, Lessons, and What Bully. The tracks were precise, sharp, and pointed, with critics calling Lessons one of T.I.'s strongest performances in years, hungry, sharp, and fully reinvigorated. But while T.I. handled the feud on wax, King Harris jumped into the spotlight to defend his mother. On February 22nd, the 21-year-old son of T.I. and Tiny Harris posted a fiery selfie-style video that quickly went viral. In it, he fired back at 50 Cent for posting an unflattering photo of Tiny, invoked 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, and demanded a photo of her grave instead. Within hours, the video racked up over 7 million views on X. That moment marked King Harris's move from background figure to central player in the beef.
King didn't just talk, he made a visual statement. He wore a black t-shirt printed with 50 Cent's late mother's face, rapping, "How dare you talk about mamas and your mama in the grave? Dig her up, then put her under," all while lighting a blunt and pointing to the shirt. On that same day, he dropped a record targeting 50 Cent's late mother, fully committing to the confrontation. King's brother, Damani Harris, also jumped in, releasing a diss track called Pew, calling 50 Cent a cornball and an informant while delivering hard-hitting lines. Remarkably, neither King nor Damani consulted T.I. before releasing their responses. They acted independently, seeing 50's posts about their mother and reacting immediately. King Harris didn't stop at one diss track. He dove deep into 50 Cent's past, revisiting old beefs, the aftermath of his 2000 shooting, previous domestic violence accusations, and other controversies, turning his Instagram into a full-blown investigation of 50 Cent's life. The engagement was massive. Then came King's diss track Drop Top, where he unleashed sharp lyrics aimed directly at the veteran artist. "You were made from 50 Cent 'cause your mama gave it cheap." He captioned the post by calling out 50 Cent's new music and framing his track as the next round. This wasn't just a son defending his mother anymore. This was a 21-year-old boldly going after one of hip-hop's most iconic names. Depending on who you ask, King was either fearless or reckless. Meanwhile, T.I. shared his perspective. In a sit-down on the Ebro-Laura Rosenberg show, he reflected on his son's involvement and the bigger picture after 50 Cent trolled the Harris family with Tiny Harris's photo. The situation had become far more tangled than many expected, mixing family loyalty, a generational clash, and the high-stakes drama of hip-hop feuds. T.I.'s reaction to King Harris highlights the tightrope walk of a parent caught in a public feud. When asked if he enjoyed his son jumping into the drama, T.I. bluntly said, "No, I don't enjoy it. I spent so much time trying to get this Lil Nah off the ledge. Now he has justifiable means to undo all of the teaching that I've been teaching." He wasn't celebrating, he was concerned, even as he recognized the loyalty and defense of their mother. He publicly acknowledged that King and Damani went too far when King posted a t-shirt featuring 50 Cent's late mother, saying he wants to raise children who are logical, reasonable, and respectful. Even as T.I. voiced concern, his music thrived. Let Them Know, part of his retirement album Kill the King, hit number 38 on the Billboard Hot 100, his first top 40 appearance in over a decade, and dominated urban radio and other charts. The controversy around the beef arguably boosted T.I.'s profile and brought attention back to his music. Meanwhile, 50 Cent shifted strategies. After initially trolling the Harris family with memes and posts, he scrubbed his social media clean of content related to T.I., Tiny, and their sons. But he also hinted at a new, more serious move, a documentary about T.I. and Tiny, tentatively called Surviving T.I., potentially revisiting sexual assault allegations. 50's history with documentaries, including the Diddy Project, suggested this was a calculated threat rather than idle chatter. On March 5th, 50 Cent dropped the Power Origins theme song, embedding jabs at T.I., Tiny, and their sons into the track, proving his approach wasn't limited to standard diss records. Then on March 7th, he released No More Tricks, No More Tries with Max B, captioned boldly, "I am the algorithm." The tense, soulful production left space for sharp, direct lyrics, keeping the feud in the public eye and setting the stage for King Harris's viral confrontation, demonstrating how family, music, and social media collide in this high-stakes rap saga.
As expected, the moment 50 Cent linked up with Max B, all eyes snapped straight to the bars themselves. Listen to this. Fans are convinced some of the lines were aimed at longtime rap, because the tension between these two artists has been simmering for years in hip-hop circles. Although the spark started around talks of a possible versus battle, the rivalry keeps resurfacing through interviews, comments, and social media posts. The energy on No More Tricks, No More Tries fits that storyline perfectly. King Harris, who dropped Drop Top just hours after 50's Power Origins theme song hit, wasn't about to let the algorithm post slide unnoticed. Girl, the footage going viral shows King calling out 50 Cent over the algorithm release. He took the caption in the song as a direct provocation, and given weeks of hostility that preceded it, it's not hard to see why tensions boiled over. The footage spread fast for a reason. People have been following this beef closely. Perhaps the most compelling part about the recent friction between 50 Cent and T.I. is that it's now turned into an intergenerational feud. That is the hook. This isn't just two rappers from the same era clashing. This is a 21-year-old going at a man who's been in the rap game longer than he's been alive. That generational clash is exactly what makes the footage so compelling to viewers. This marks the second instance of 50 Cent tangling with a rapper's son, following his 2026 feud with Christian King Combs. So 50 Cent has found himself in this position before, and every time the internet pays attention. Now, where does this all stand? For now, the dispute continues to unfold through music releases, social media posts, and public commentary, with no sign either side will step back. 50 Cent hasn't directly addressed King Harris on a record by name. He hasn't treated King as a threat or appeared fazed. His strategy has been to keep releasing music, continue promoting his TV projects, and tease the surviving T.I. and Tiny documentary. That is 50's playbook. He doesn't engage on other people's terms. He sets his own. King Harris, on the other hand, shows no signs of slowing. He has dropped diss tracks, posted videos, worn provocative clothing, and with the latest viral footage, he's placed himself at the center of the conversation once again. T.I. has tried to move on publicly. He has his hit record, he has his retirement album on the way. Look for his final Kill the King album to drop in April. He has spoken on the beef and his son's involvement, but even as T.I. transitions into the next chapter, King Harris keeps pulling the story back into the spotlight. T.I. said, "The only thing I have to say, it's very unfortunate, but honestly, I wasn't here to defeat. I was here to defend. I'm just happy that the women and children in my family know there's a line of men ready to stand and protect against whoever." And that is the crux of this whole situation. T.I. sees this as defense. King sees this as defense. 50 sees this as entertainment and business. The internet sees this as content. The footage of King confronting 50 Cent over the algorithm track went viral because it sits at the intersection of all those perspectives. Whether you think King is right for stepping up or over his head going at a man with 50 Cent's resources and reach, the footage has done what viral footage does. It keeps the conversation going. It keeps people watching and ensures this beef, which started over a verzu that never happened, isn't going away anytime soon. 50 hasn't yet addressed King Harris on a record specifically to King, and it looks like he won't anytime soon. But with the algorithm track, the Power Origins theme, and documentary rumors, 50 is clearly not ignoring the Harris family either. He's just choosing his own battlefield. King Harris has made it clear he will show up on any battlefield. The footage proves that, the viral numbers prove that, and the fact we are still talking about this proves that whether by design or instinct, King Harris has made himself impossible to ignore in this beef. This story is not over, not by a long shot, and if the pattern holds, the next chapter is probably already being recorded, filmed, or posted somewhere right now. That is where things stand. Stay locked in.